Hello everyone, this is Management here. Today I'll bring a tutorial that I was willing to do for so long, but my skills on video editing are really poor, so I always decided to postpone it, but it's finally here. This tutorial is for Gyoubu Oniwa Phase 1 on glitchless categories speedrun. This is a bit different from the other tutorials, so if you are not a speedrunner that isn't trying to make Gyoubu boss fight fast, this video is not recommended for you unless you want to learn, because it's pretty complex and demands a good time of practicing and repetition, so this might not be interesting for a casual experience. It's still viable if you want to learn it, of course, but I would not recommend you if you are in a casual playthrough. I will put a lot of details on this as well, so this can be boring to watch if you want something more convenient, so I'm reinforcing it. I highly recommend you to not try this if you are playing this for the first time. Otherwise, if you want to start speedrunning and don't want to lose a massive amount of time for this troll boss, this is definitely for you. Well, with that being said, let's go to the video. Hopefully I can explain everything on this and make things crystal clear. Well, let's do it. Alright, so the first part of this video, I'll just give you guys some informations that you need to know about Gyoubu Phase 1. As I said, I'll give a lot of information here, a lot of details and stuff, so you guys can understand what I'm talking about, and you have to keep this in mind because it's really important for the entire execution. I prepared a quick slideshow showing all you need to know for the Phase 1. But the first thing that you actually need to understand for Gyoubu in general is that this is inevitable. It was just a little joke, but it's exactly what I'm saying on the screen. All right. So yeah, this was just a joke, but jokes apart, this is a list of what you need to know about his first phase. So let's go item by item. That the first one, this is first phase, is position based and scripted. What this means, it means that depending on your position during the fight, you only see very specific attacks, and if you see anything but that, you're doing something wrong. You're committing a mistake. So I want to say it's scripted because there are only 3 attacks that he can give you. I'll say this a bit later on this slideshow. But yeah, you just keep in mind that you need to position yourself in a correct place. Which would be the correct place? It will be in the horse butt. But it's not like you're fighting him and then you lock off and then you walk to the horse butt. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna record a video and speak over it. So you guys understand what I'm doing to get the attacks I want to see. Okay, but yeah, item 1, his first phase, position based and scripted. 2, during his opening animations, you must be able to do 6 hits. If you're speed running already, you probably know this. That he does the animation that you not go through the castle gate, and while he's doing that, you can do 6 hits. If I want to be really true with you, you can do 7, but that's not recommended because doing 7 hits requires very good lines and very good timing. So I would not recommend you guys to do 7. 6, it's enough to finish him and follow up after the opening that you need to do it as well. But yeah, item 3, Gyoubu staggers with 9 hits. Yes, this is for first phase and for second phase as well. The problem with the second phase is that you don't have the opening animation again, and this really makes things in phase 2 really complicated. Because since you don't have the 6 hits before it, he will stagger much earlier than he would in the first phase. And that's exactly because the fact that the 6 hits during the opening animation do not count for the stagger count. So if it counts, after he finishing the opening animation, he would stagger with 3 more. That's not the case. He will still stagger with 9 because the 6 first you do during the animation won't go for the count of 9. So when he goes out of the opening animation, you'll have to hit him 9 times to stagger. And after the stagger, a lot of you probably already know that he runs, and you don't want that. And you can avoid it on this first phase if you have the perfect position and deflecting the attacks properly. Okay, so number 3, Gyoubu staggers with 9 hits. Number 4, after the 6 hits, he will start running and do only 2 attacks while running. This is like unbreakable. He won't do anything else but these 2 attacks, which are the normal spear slash and the X shape attack. I like to call it the X attack, which is the flurry. A lot of people like to call it flurry, and that leads us to the number 5. I don't know how to count because I'm not Brazilian. Because I'm Brazilian, so yeah. 6, which is 5, that you can make it stop by deflecting properly both of the attacks listed above. Yes. So if you deflect the spear slash normally, he will stop running, and the X shape, if you deflect in a very specific time of the X shape attack, he will stop as well. A lot of people don't know this, but it's important to know. After the 6 hits, you do a follow-up. You follow him in a specific line, and you'll be able to deflect both of the attacks, but this requires time. It is not easy to land this. Okay, so just saying again, you can make him stop running by deflecting properly both of the attacks listed above. Okay, keep this in mind because it's a very important part of the setup. Okay, number 6, which 7 on the slideshow. After deflecting, if your position is correct, we will only see 3 attacks. What I said in item number 1. You only see the double spin attack. That's how I like to call it. It's the double spin attack, the overhead attack, and the horse kick attack. You probably seen the 2 first, one time or another. But the horse attack, the only way for the horse to actually kick you is if you are in the horse butt. A lot of people don't do this, so they probably have never seen it. But if you already did, you know which attack I'm talking about. And why these attacks are good. Because for some reason, and the reason is from software shits, but these 3 attacks deals more posture damage than the normal ones. I think it's the most normal one is the 3 overhead slam attack. That's how I would call it, which is the very, very common one. This attack is terrible. It's disgusting. It's really bad for the speedrun because if you deflect the 3rd attack, he'll most likely run. And this running it's not the same as the run from after the opening animation. Sometimes he can run and don't do any attacks. If he does that, he'll run like to the infinite and beyond. You can't do anything. But if he runs an attack, just keep in mind that you can always stop him. You just need to be prepared for when he runs, so you can follow him up properly and deflect the attack. If he runs without attack, that's a GG. There's nothing you can do. You can just take some distance to make him show up the grapple point at his head. But yeah, important observation here that you must know how to deflect all of these 3 attacks. I'm not saying block it, I'm saying deflecting it, because yeah, it's pretty obvious that you only deal posture damage if you deflect the attack. Blocking it, you don't do posture damage, and this, if you block any of those, will probably ruin your setup. So keep in mind that these 3 attacks, you need to know how to deflect them properly. Okay. Number 7, which is 8. If your setup is good enough, we won't even need to keep track of the stagger count because you'll finish him during the stagger. Yeah. It sounds a bit complicated, but it's literally it. You won't be you don't need to worry about oh, I'm the 7th hit and 2 more he will stagger. If you deflect all the attacks properly, you will finish him after while he's still on the stagger and before him running away on the first phase. So you don't need to worry if you know how to deflect all the attacks. All right, I had to cut it because 9 wasn't showing up, which is 8, but we are back, and 9 and the last one. Unfortunately, this is a bad news, but there's only one attack pattern that he won't die. There's only one. You most likely you'll see at max 3 attacks, and it can be a mix of any of those 3. But if he does the overhead attack twice, like he does the overhead, you do the follow-up, and he does the overhead again, you probably won't be able to kill him. It is really unfortunate. It's really bad RNG, and it's the only way that phase 1 can go unscripted, if you guys know what I mean. I'm gonna try to show you guys in a video that he gives me double overhead, and you guys will see that I won't be able to finish him before he runs. But yeah, this is the bad news. You're probably gonna miss 1 or 2 hits max, and you probably have to grapple at his head. And unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about it. The only thing you can do is about headshots, but I don't think I'll talk about headshots on Gyoubu in this video. But yeah, if you get double overhead, you won't be able to finish him. So, okay, this is all the information I wanted to say, and now I'm gonna record some footage and voice over and gather all of them in a video so you guys can understand more or less how this is gonna work. So, let's do it. Okay, so this is a recorded video of the first thing I want to talk about in the fight itself, which is the pathing manipulation. That's how I'm gonna call it, which is basically how you manage to make Gyoubu run in the direction you want. You always want Gyoubu to run in the direction of the staircase in the back of the arena. So when the opening animation finishes, you want him to run in that direction, not in the other one. So this is an example of a bad pathing manipulation, and then I'll show you guys the good path manipulation and how to do it. So here you go. A bad pathing manipulation is where after the Gyoubu will always run in the direction that he actually finished his opening animation. So in this case, he's finishing his opening animation over here, so it's clear that he will run that way over there. He will run in this direction over here. And this is not what you want. You want him to run at this direction over here. So this is a bad pathing manipulation because the person probably didn't do it properly. So I'll just let the video finish. He will do a curve. So this wasn't too bad after all, but it can be much better. Okay, this was just an example of a bad pathing manipulation, the direction that he will run after. And now I'm gonna show the good one. Right, this is the good pathing manipulation. So I'll just play the video and explain what I did in here. I always run in the direction of this flag thing, this standard. I don't know how to call this in English properly. I'm sorry, but this is usually the direction I run into. And as you guys can see over here, Gyoubu will start doing his animation, and he still tweaks a little bit to the left. So he will start running at this direction, and then he will do a quick curve like this. So he will stop more or less in this direction over here, which is towards the door. So this is a good pathing manipulation. And how I did that. So all you need to know, all you need to do, sorry, is once you get in the more or less into this point, you lock on and then you instantly start to run sideways instead of running straight. So when you start hitting him, you do some micro adjustments to make him still do his animation while facing this way, not this way. So like this. And now he's gonna do the run and then he'll curve. Like this. This was really nice. It is not perfect yet, but this is the best you can do running towards the standard. And now we are gonna get into one of the most complicated parts, which is the follow-up after the opening animation, and which is pretty difficult to explain. But I already have the videos as well, and I'll voice over it just like I did with these other two. So, all right. So the first here we have the opening with the normal slash attack from what I said in the information. So let's see. I do the direction manipulation here. Look at my inputs, so I'm doing adjustments to make him always face this way, so he runs the same way. And in the end of 6 hit, I already align myself to run after him. And for the opening, what you want to do is you first want to run kind of parallel to him, like what I'm doing here. Like he's going in this line, and I want to go more or less in this line. And then when he curves, I just keep... I don't do a curve like that much. I just do a curve like this. So I face him at a spot that I can deflect the opening that he will do. There are actually two. This is the slash one. So it goes like this. I do this. If you guys watch closely, and then I'll just go to the right. So when he slashes, I'll be able to deflect it. Like this. Okay, so this is the first opening. I will try about the position later, because it's right after the opening that you start to take care about the position thing that I said. Everything is position based. And I'll show you guys now the X slash. The opening with the X shape attack, it's a bit different. The movement that you do after the opening, it's the exact same, like the opening animation. But to deflect the X attack, you need to deflect at a very specific point. And I created a very shitty image here, but I think will be make things much clearer, which is this one. Like we are seeing Gyoubu face to face here, and this is more or less what he does on the X attack. Like he swings from number 1 to number 2, and to number 2, number 3, and number 3, number 4. 4 is in green, which means this is the point where you need to deflect to stop him. If you try to deflect at any point of the X, it won't work except here. So when he swings from the top left to the bottom right, this is where you should do the parry. So if we go back to the video, we will see here. I grab the ash just to make things clearer. Redirect. 6 attacks. Follow him. And he will start doing it. He will swing this and then to here. And when he swings here, it's where I deflect. So when I do this, it just stops. And this is it. This one is a bit more complicated than the slash one, because the slash one it's pretty nice. You don't have to do anything else. Here you have to wait a tad bit. So positioning here matters, because if you run too close to him in this spot, you probably will get attacked by this attack over here. So you want some distance. This requires a lot of practice, unfortunately, but it's worth learning. So he swings there, I just pass it through, and when he swings back to here, when the spear comes like in this spot right here, I'll be ready to parry. And he will stop. Okay? Alright, so this was the... I think I showed all the two openings that he can do while he's running. And then now it's time for also the position part, which is pretty difficult as well, but with practice, you'll make this like easily. But as I said, requires a certain time for it. So let's do it. Okay, now we're gonna talk about how you should position yourself after blocking the opening animation attacks, which are the slash and the X attack. So this is the slash one. I'll draw on the screen as well to illustrate what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run after him. Here comes the slash. So when I see, notice that I'm using the lock on, but as soon as I deflect the attack, I'll turn off the lock on. And I'll go to the horse butt, as I said in the information part. I always want to be in the horse butt, so he gives me the only 3 attacks that I listed over there. The horse kick, the overhead, or the double spin. See? So, I have lock on here. As soon as I deflect, the lock on goes off. And while I do this, notice that I stop holding shift, because this will make my character slide a little bit forward while I'm doing the hit already. So notice that I will hit him and I'll be in the horse butt already. And he gave me the horse kick. This is what I want to see. This is what I was talking about, positioning, so you always stay on the horse butt, so he gives you the attack you want. Okay, so this was the positioning and how to do it for the slash, and now I'm gonna explain with the X. And this is the example with the X attack. So get the item, do the direction manipulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You run after it. As soon as I get the deflect in the correct spot, I will turn off my lock on and do the same thing as I do. I will stop holding shift as soon as I get the deflect, and then do 2 hits aiming to the horse butt. Right now. 1, 2. You have to kind of readjust yourself. This is not very easy to do. It will require practice. It will require some repetition to do this. But eventually, if you get it, this will be very, very useful. So I'm in the horse butt, and now let's see what he's going to give me. This is the overhead. One of the attacks I want, so I was in the correct position. Okay, so the movement you do to get to the horse butt after the animation opening deflect is the exact same, but make sure you always in the horse butt. Maybe during the process we will whiff, but I always do this. I deflect and I do 2 hits to get the gap close and to already start the stagger count. If you whiff, it's fine. It is not too bad, but that's the ideal. Deflect, turn off the lock on, 2 hits to gap close, and this is it. And he will do 1 of the 3 attacks. All right, and now I'm going to show you guys actually which are the 3 attacks I was talking about. So here we go. In this video, he gave me all the free attacks, so I'll show all the free attacks in the same video. So let's see over here. It's basically the whole fight. I'll also use this video to show you guys how you should react after the free attacks, because there's a few things that you need to do. Like the horse kick, you don't act like the same as you would do with the double spin or the overhead. Okay, so axe opening, 1, 2. This is the double spin. So what you should do if he starts with the double spin, you deflect the 2 ones. Notice that I'm always adjusting myself to make the attack to land me, because sometimes you can be on a messed up position. Like if you were here, for example, this double spin will hit over here, so you don't want to be here, otherwise he will miss you. So you would like try to dash or adjust yourself to make sure the attack will land so you can deflect it. And after the double spin or the overhead, this fits for the overhead as well. You do 3 hits with lock on. You can do the lock on, it's fine. And after the 3 hits, notice that I'm holding A and S at the same time. So I'll do a dash in this direction, which is like back left. And right after this first deflect, he can do the normal slash or the X shape attack again. So you need to react according to what he's gonna do. Here he's gonna give me the normal slash, which is much easier than the X one. And I just in the second dash, I just dash the backwards. See, I just hold S and press shift. So, and here he will stop again. And always that you finish a deflect, you turn off the lock on and just hit towards the head, the horse butt again. And here's the horse kick. If he give you the horse kick, you just stay, you deflect and just stay on the horse butt again. That you will bait another attack that you want, which is the overhead. And you deflect the overhead, and he's dead. I whiffed here, it can happen, but look at his posture. This is not a problem, considering he will stagger in the next hit. So he's dead, and this is it. So just talking about it again. Here he comes. Deflect, 1, 2, double spin. One hit in between the double spin. You can do a hit on the overhead as well. One, 2, 3. Dash to this direction first. I'm gonna call it 1, and deflect, which I'm gonna call it 2, and then you do a dash to this direction, like backwards, which I'll call it number 3. So just recalling it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So 2 hits. Horse kick. Just stay in the horse butt. Don't do anything. You kind of can hit here if you want as well. I didn't. I just you can just wait for a attack, for the like a bit more safe thing, just to make sure you will break his posture. But you could hit here too, and he would stagger. But look at his posture. If you don't whiff a lot, he would be dead. And remember, for the second phase, I am in this position here. So if I take the death blow right now, he would face this and run this way. So the correct thing to do go, turn around, and get in this position so he faced that way, which is the staircase way. You know, this is pretty basic. I didn't get the death blow, but that's more or less like it. Okay, let me try to record a video showing how you should deal with the X, because sometimes can be a little tricky. Let me try to actually bait it. Okay, this is the last voice up from this video. It took a while, but I finally got the second follow-up as the X-shape attack. So let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty okay. Do this. 1, 2. Overhead. 1, 2, 3. Dodge, deflect, dodge again. And that's the thing. You always should consider that he will normal slash, because this dash over here, this dash backwards, if he did the normal slash, you take a deflect right here. This deflect, if it was the normal slash, this would stop him, but it was the swing that doesn't stop him at the right spot. So I do the first one, and I know that he will do a curve while doing this. So what I do, I follow him in a straight line, so I can get to the spot of the X slash attack that I can actually stop him. See, this is the point, and I get the deflect, and he will stop again. Go to the horse butt. 1, 2, double spin. One attack in between the spins. 1, 1, 2, 3. Dodge back. 1 deflect. Second deflect. 1 spin, attack, second deflect, and he's dead. So, don't get me wrong, this fight is not as easy as I'm showing here. This requires a lot of practice, and this is even for phase 1. Phase 2 is completely RNG, which I promised that I'll do a video as well with the best reactions, just as I did with this one. But this fight is insanely complex. Like, this fight in the speedrun takes I don't know, a minute and something, and this video is probably gonna be nearly 30 minutes of full details and all the things you should do, camera reactions, deflect attacks, everything else, you know. So this might be the end of the video. I want to apologize in advance because my editing skills on like editing softwares are really limited. So I just recorded a lot of videos and voice over them. This might be a bit confusing for you that is watching, but I'll also try to do some type of drawing, explaining how things can go and what he's gonna do next and how you should react to what he's gonna do next. And yeah, if you guys have any doubt, anything I can help you guys with, please let me know. And at the end of this video, I want to shout out Home GG to making the thumbnail, and also Kawaii H1, which is a friend of mine, both a friend of mine. Home is a speedrunner, and Kawaii is a DS2 speedrunner, Brazilian that I'm always with. Those are my buds, and they help me with the thumbnail and stuff. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for the attention, and let me know the feedback about this. Let me know if you guys thought the video is nice, if the video is shit. I swear I'll try to improve my editing skills to make something much understandable and a little bit more sophisticated as well. This looks very rough, but that's the only way I can bring you guys the information right now. until I improve my skills on editing. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for everything, and let me know what you think. Give me your feedback, and I see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.